Thank you for joining us again. This morning we're going to talk about guided meditation for early stage um, and beginners. The first three slides that I'm going to present to you here is really a tutorial that's designed to give you uh, basic help on things concerning concentration and having thoughts appear and disappear in your mind and all of the basic things, and give you an understanding of why that's happening and what you do or can do to get past it. So I suggest you read the first three slides here, or go through them with me, I should say. And then once you're comfortable with that, you can just come on back and start at the fourth slide whenever you would like. So once you listen to the tutorial a few times, you can just pass it by and go ahead to meditation, to the actual meditation, which is slide 4. So this guided meditation will, again, help give you a foundation beneath you. But the biggest key to your success will be your dedication to your daily practice. I recommend you come back to this recording in the first few days or weeks of beginning a new practice, or incorporating these ideas in an early stage practice um, every day, really. Once you have the skills or techniques down, I teach you in the guided meditation itself. You should stop viewing this and begin to practice getting it into a quiet state on your own. And once you can sit for 20 to 30 minutes and feel peace, serenity, and that you are rejuvenated at some level, then you are ready to go to more advanced teachings or techniques if you desire to do that. I've added binaural beat music to the guided meditation, which helps in creating a meditative state by separating the sound frequencies by at least 4 hertz that go into each ear. So the left brain and the right brain are not in sync, and the science behind this binaural beat technology can be pretty helpful to you at this stage, I believe. So no matter what your motivation, there are bigger trigger points for failure in a meditation practice. Some of these include: you've been told you need to quiet your mind and suppress thoughts, and you have difficulty accomplishing this. Or you cannot concentrate on your mantra or pay attention to your breath or the suggested technique that is being used, and you become bored and restless. And you begin to think you're doing it all wrong, or that you're failing because you aren't able to experience what you think or others tell you you should be experiencing. Well, let's deal with these issues up front. It's not necessary to be quiet, to have a quiet mind. Even very experienced meditators will have thoughts arise in the mind during the meditation sessions. In the early stages of just getting into a posture, working with a mantra, or trying out these techniques, you are informing your mind through your intention that you want to communicate from your higher state of awareness to your intellect. So really using intention is extremely important. And here's a little secret. I've been meditating 40 years, and I still have thoughts that enter my mind. And I'm going to show you how, during this tutorial, how to get rid of those. And it's really quite easy. Okay, you can and will get pushback from the survival mind or ego. It wants to be in charge, and your actions are designed to connect your higher states of consciousness directly to your intellect, as I said in the last slide, and that bypasses the ego, and it wants to be in the act. So by design, it will resist this approach at first. Usually it will do this by flooding your mind with unnecessary thoughts against your wishes. The counter to this is to make friends with the ego, except that it has a job to do. That job is to protect you from anything it thinks can threaten the body's survival. When a thought arises, simply notice it and give thanks to the ego, and tell it to dissolve this thought, or just to be quiet. In the early stages, this seems strange because you're observing and are aware of what's going on, but you're not really in control at this point. Don't let this worry you. Just relax. You will gain sufficient control. Although we never have 100% control, you'll have enough to be successful with your meditations. The whole point of meditation and self-inquiry is just to observe and work with the mind to take you to higher states of being. You need repetition to train your ego and mind that exist in the underlying subconscious. The subconscious is very accustomed to getting just direct results. It doesn't, direct commands. It does not do any thinking about those commands. It just employs them, and those thoughts become guiding principles or your beliefs in a sense. And a lot of times we have these underlying beliefs that don't serve us very well. We need to get rid of. So you're setting an intention by telling the ego what you want. In this case, for it to be quiet. It will begin to settle down, and your attention to other aspects of your practice will grow stronger. Now, there are other triggers with the ego that relate to stress and anxiety, and all kinds of negative thoughts and emotions. So, when the ego is creating a fear that you're not good enough to learn how to meditate, which will happen most of the time when you're trying to learn how to meditate, just don't believe it. It doesn't know. It doesn't know what you want. Your intention will inform the ego, which is in the subconscious, and it'll get reprogrammed. By the way, all these techniques are just included in the actual meditation. So when you're going through, you're learning these steps. It's not, this isn't something you have to consciously call into action. I'm teaching them to you in the actual guided meditation. So you put yourself in the driver's seat when from an emotional space, you assume control by becoming friendly, grateful, courteous to the ego, and then just dismissing the thought. It is best if you feel thankful for the ego, which is, remember, charged with protecting you. That's a big job, and you should be thankful. So this carries the weight of sincerity when you're thankful. It will continue to try for a while, but when it understands your intention is solid, and it will back off, and your practice will evolve quickly. So the exercise begins to familiarize you with how to use your intention to get what you want or need in your practice. Another early stage problem is concentration or becoming bored or restless. All of this is new, and when someone tells you you should concentrate, it sounds like an order and something we should be able to do, and we're kind of turned off by it. So don't be turned off by it, just ignore it. More accurately, your job is not to concentrate, it's simply to observe. What you will come to know is that we have a witnessing consciousness. It observes our minds, our thoughts, experiences, memories, and much more. You know this intuitively. Have you ever talked to yourself over a thought or experience you're having? Perhaps trying to decide something? Well, who's doing the talking? Who's doing the listening? Yeah, that guy. Meditation's like anything else. There'll be days when we get it, when we'll do just perfectly, and then there'll be another day when we just can't get into the flow. We tend to be disappointed in the beginning because we dedicated our time to the practice and we're anxious to learn, but we can't even get into a quiet mind or attain a quiet mind state. Just shrug this off and go about your day. This does not mean that your practice is devolving or your efforts aren't successful. We live predominantly in a waking state of mind within a physical conscious reality. I want to draw your attention to this term, physical conscious reality. That's our waking state, where we're getting input from the five senses, touch, smell, sight, hearing, etc., taste. This is what's creating our experience. We're getting this inflow, and when we shut that down, now you're in what we call the non-physical conscious reality. So I want you to remember that term too. We're outside of the body in a sense, and that happens like when we're in in the deep or in the dream state. Now, what's strange about the dream state is that when the senses are cut off to the mind, and the mind hasn't fallen asleep yet, it struggles. It goes back and stitches together a bunch of old memories. So most of your dreams don't really make a lot of sense if you can remember them at all, because there's no rhyme or reason to them. The mind, before it fell asleep, was trying to stitch together a story for you that seemed to make sense, and they normally don't. So the other states of non-physical conscious reality are deep sleep, when we fall completely asleep and we're just not aware of anything. That's the best sleep time, really. It's the one that regenerates and rejuvenates us the most. So meditation is also a non-physical conscious reality, because we're shutting off the senses. We're turning the ego off, which is we're cutting off the input or acknowledging the input of the five senses into the mind. And daydreams, we automatically or spontaneously sometimes go have daydreams that are also another manifestation, non-physical conscious reality. But even though we're in the waking state when it happens. So physical conscious reality will work to dominate over the non-physical conscious reality until you have enough meditation time under your belt. You can effectively use your intention to be in whatever place you choose to be. In other words, whatever reality. You can toggle back and forth between the two. Also, thoughts about failure are just a passing distraction, and unless you attach emotion to it, if it resonates with you emotionally as a chronic defect, you must realize this too can be part of fear at work, the ego trying to get back under control. It can also be a long-running dysfunctional program working in the subconscious, resulting from some life experience. We won't be able to deal directly with that in this meditation, but we can do a workaround on it, and I'll talk to you about that here. So you can learn to remove the deeper problems in the subconscious through your practice. However, the short-term fix is to create an opposing intention that you will succeed. And so this is typically a fairly easy situation for you, and once that happens, and you have confidence that you're going to succeed, well, you can move on. So you do that by creating a strong emotion for yourself, and that you're succeeding, and visualize success as pleasant, serene feeling of peace and gratitude when you're meditating. And you have a short statement of an intention to launch into the mind. And you can address the statement to your God, to the universe, to your guides, or anyone else you feel you are connected to in a spiritual way. The statement can be as simple as, I ask for help from the divine source to develop my meditation practice so that I may evolve myself for the betterment of all. The subconscious is susceptible to autosuggestion. This is why hypnosis works so well, and your intention will work in programming it. So we'll also use this technique in the guided meditation video. All right, now we're going to move on to the actual meditation. Okay, let's begin our meditation. Sit in a traditional cross-legged style, thumb and forefinger touching, or palms up. The spine must be straight and centered over the hips. If sitting in a chair works better for you, that is okay. But keep your feet flat on the floor and the spine straight. Close your eyes now and focus your attention on the spot between your eyebrows, just below the center of the forehead. This is the sixth chakra, or the third eye. Keep your internal gaze here throughout this meditation. Now we'll begin by taking 10 deep belly breaths. Inhale to a slow count of 4 into your stomach. You'll feel your stomach expanding. Hold, and then exhale to a slow count from 8 to 1. Hold. The count will go like this: 8, 7, 6, 5. And when you get to 1, of course, that will count as 1 breath. I'll give you time to complete 10 breath counts before moving on. Begin now. Feel the breath filling your abdomen, air pushing through the nostrils, the emptiness of your lungs when pushing air out, using the extra 4 breaths, and the pressure from the stomach. Okay, let the breath return to normal after the 10 count. Just normal, regular in-out breaths. Now we're going to use the imagination, your imagination, to envision the next 10 normal breaths to be white light entering the body through the top of your head or the crown chakra. You can view in this light the third eye. You can see it each time you inhale, and each time you exhale, the light is coming and going. Existence consciousness is the primordial field in which all things share information and provides our basic life force. You can think of it as spirit coming into the body, revitalizing and rejuvenating everything. This light is a source of universal information coming into the body, enabled and illuminated by existence consciousness. I'll give you a few moments now to just work with the breath. Take at least 10 normal breaths, visualizing the white light. Okay, now we're going to concentrate on each area of the body, using the white light to further relax the muscles that might be feeling any stress or tightness while you're becoming ever more relaxed. We'll begin at the head. Here, let the white light come in and surround the cranium and relax all of the muscles in the face, the forehead, the scalp. You can feel the tension exiting. Now move slowly down to the neck, especially the muscles surrounding the spine and the back of the neck. Just relax. Feel the tension and stress leaving the body. Now let the light spread down the spine, out into the back, the shoulders, and the arms. The tension and the white light are just exiting all of the muscles, and you just feel so relaxed, so completely relaxed. Now feel the light relaxing the muscles in the chest and the abdomen. Again, feel the light making its way through the muscles, exiting the stress as it leaves. It's making its way down to the hips, the buttocks, and the thighs. all large muscle groups that just are absolutely so relaxed. You've never felt this relaxed before. Finally, let the light move down to the calf muscles and the feet. Feel the same relaxation, and then the light exits the body through the feet. You now feel like you have just awakened from the most restful night's sleep you have ever had in your entire life. Just relax for a few moments in this deepened state. Keep your focus on the third eye and just observe anything that might be happening there. Do not judge it, just observe it. If a thought arises, simply notice it and give thanks to the ego. Tell it to dissolve this thought or to just be quiet. If more thoughts arise, just be steadfast in your politeness and resolve, and stay relaxed. Now we will offer a blessing of love and gratitude to the universe for whatever you are sincerely grateful for. It can be the fact that you got an A on your exam, or that your child has just recovered from a severe cold, or that you are thankful for the love of another person of significance in your life. The possibilities are endless. The point is that you truly embrace, resonate, feel, and experience the emotions of love and gratitude when you're sending this blessing out to be shared with the universe. This feeling of love and gratitude will raise you up to be in harmony with the universe or existence consciousness. Focus on that now for a few moments. As I begin to speak now, Slowly make yourself aware that this meditation is coming to a close and that you are returning to your waking state conscious reality, refreshed, rejuvenated, and most of all, at peace. While you may not think you did anything special here, I will tell you that you touched upon all the major skills you need to practice, to add to your practice that will move you into deeper levels of point consciousness and beyond to the being state. These will develop as your practice develops. These are the states of consciousness from which you can self-inquire, connect directly with your higher self, and directly with existence consciousness. Stay with this beginning meditation until you can really feel the depth of its effect with regularity before moving on to the next meditation in the guided meditation series.